I told you, your Mac can talk to you. And not just talk, but guide, describe, and help you experience the web like never before. By the end of this video, you will know how to turn on a VoiceOver, test a web page using keyboard shortcuts, and discover the key differences between VoiceOver, JAWS, and NVDA. So, whether you are a designer, developer, or accessibility tester, this walkthrough will help you build a truly inclusive experience. Watch this video till the end to get a list of hotkeys for JAWS and VoiceOver. If you are ready to make your digital content more accessible, comment digital accessibility below and like this video. Let's start with the basics. VoiceOver is Apple's screen reader designed for people who are blind or visually impaired. But here's something most people miss. It's not just for them. It's also for people with learning disabilities. People with dyslexia, ADHD, and cognitive impairments use VoiceOver because hearing content loud can improve focus, comprehension, and memory. It reduces the cognitive load of reading a long block of text. Secondly, for people with motor disabilities. Users who cannot use a mouse or keyboard easily due to conditions like cerebral palsy or paralysis depends upon screen readers combined with keyboard navigation to allow for full control of a computer. And for people with temporary disabilities, someone who has gone through eye surgery might temporarily rely on auditory feedback to interact with your content. If your content is not understandable by a VoiceOver, is it really accessible? Now you might be thinking, isn't JAWS the industry leader? Or NVDA the open source powerhouse? Yes, but VoiceOver brings something unique. JAWS is a feature-rich but Windows only and expensive too. NVDA is free and widely used. But VoiceOver, it's already on your Mac and optimized for Apple devices. Key note, JAWS and NVDA cannot be used on Mac machines. So you have to use VoiceOver to verify your accessibility on Mac machines. Failing to test for Mac means you are leaving millions of iPhone and Mac users behind. Before we move further, I want to give shout out to the amazing viewers who commented on my previous video. Your comments and questions on my videos keeps me motivated, so keep them coming. Can you believe 24% of our viewers have actually subscribed? Don't get left behind. Join the growing community who have already hit the subscribe. Let me show you how to turn a VoiceOver on. Press Command plus F5 and boom, it's that easy.
VoiceOver on OBS. OBS 31.0 desktop. VoiceOver off.
Now you will hear VoiceOver begin describing everything under the cursor, reading headings, links, buttons, and much more. Now there are two different modes when a screen reader turns on. These are browse mode and focus mode. We covered the differences between the browse mode and the forms mode in our NVDA screen reader video. But to quickly recap, browse mode is the default mode on starting a screen reader and is perfect for reading and navigating a web page. It lets users move quickly using keyboard keys like H for headings, L for links, just like scanning with your eyes. Screen readers usually switch to this mode automatically on web pages. Form mode, this kicks in when interacting with forms, buttons, and drop-downs. It disables quick shortcuts so user can type freely, like entering information in a form field. We will cover both of these in our live demo today. Now that our VoiceOver is on, let's navigate this sample page. I'm using the same page that we used for JAWS and NVDA screen reader demo. If you have not watched it, The links are in the description. Let me know what differences you observed. In today's demo, we will navigate through headings, regions, links, form controls, tables, and perform form validations. I will show you how to use Rotor on Mac machines, a powerful feature to assist screen readers. Now let's refresh our page, and I'm going to use Command R key to refresh this page.
You are currently on a banner. Inside of web content, banner, heading level 1, voiceover, screen reader demo, star required field, full name.
As you just saw, the moment I reloaded this page, it started reading from the top of the page, starting with the page title. It announced voiceover demo # skills sync. And then it continued reading everything which is available on the page. And this is something we called read all mode. By default, every screen reader is in the read all mode unless you have configured it during your setup. Let's refresh this page one more time so that you can listen it again.
You are currently on a banner. Inside of web content, banner, heading level 1, voiceover, screen reader demo, star required field, full name, is a required field, group, star, full name.
And I stopped it using the control key on my keyboard. Now let's explore what the browse mode is. By default, a screen reader is in the browse mode. And let's see what I meant by that. Let's come out of this input field, because whenever you are in the input field, you are by default in the forms mode. So let me come out of this.
Format, mail, radio button.
I'm going to press Control and I'm going to press H keyboard key, H for headings, to list out all the headings on this page.
Heading level 2, terms and conditions. Heading level 3, follow skill sing on social media, links in descriptions. You are currently on a heading level 3.
So as you just heard, it announces what is the heading level, then it announces what the actual heading is. And that's our difference number 1. In case of NVDA and VoiceOver, it announces the actual text followed by the heading level. Let's have a listen again.
Last heading, heading level 3, follow skill sing on social media, links in description.
So it announced the heading level followed by the actual text. Now, if you want to go back to the headings, use Shift plus H key to go in the reverse order.
Heading level 2, terms and conditions. Heading level 1, voiceover, screen reader demo. You are currently on a heading level 1.
And if you are at the top of the heading level, if you do Shift H again, a voiceover will announce it's the first heading. Let's have a listen together.
First heading, heading level 1, voiceover, screen reader demo.
So as you just heard, it announces it's the first heading followed by the actual text of that heading. Now that we are in the browse mode, I can press L to jump to the next link on this page. Because we are in the browse mode, it will be easier to navigate. So let's have a listen together. I'm pressing L for lion or L for link.
I have read terms and conditions opens in a new window. Link. You are currently on a link.
I'm going to press L again.
Param Singh, link. You are currently on a link.
Let's see if we have any other link on this page or not.
Follow Skill Sing on YouTube, link, image.
And if you have not followed yet, this is your opportunity to follow Skill Sing channel. I post a new video every weekend, helping you become a better at accessibility. Let's press L again.
Follow Skill Sing on Instagram, link, image. You are currently on a link.
Let's press L key again to see what it announces if we are on the last link on a page.
Last link. Follow Skill Sing on Instagram.
So it says the last link. So it's giving all the indications to a screen reader user whether he or she is on the first link versus the last. Next, let's see if we have any graphics or any images on this page. And for images, the shortcut key is G. G for graphics. Let's press G.
Image not found.
I'm gonna press Shift H, Shift G now.
Follow Skill Sing on YouTube, link, image. You are currently on a link. To click this link, Press Ctrl, Option, Space.
Now, because I have made that image into an anchor link or an anchor tag, it is identifying as a clickable graphic. Now let's see what we have for my thumbs up image on the top right.
An avatar of a sick man wearing a brown turban. Image. You are currently on an image. To begin interacting with the content,
it is identifying the different graphics or images on this page. We just had to do Shift G to move backwards. Okay, I believe it's time to show you the power of a rotor. If you recall, in JAWS and NVDA, you can press R for JAWS to jump from one region to another and D in NVDA to jump from one region to another. However, there is no such shortcut key for voiceovers. You have to enable a rotor setting to jump from one region to another. Let's have a look how we turn it on. You have to use a combination of keys, Control plus Option and press U. U as an umbrella. Let's do it and see what changes on our page.
Links menu. Application.
So this is the link menu that you get, or the rotor menu that you get. Because we were on the links when we were navigating in the browse mode, it opens up in the links mode. And if I use my right or left arrow key, it will switch among the different options that it offers. Let's see what options do we have.
Headings menu.
Now we are in the headings menu. I'm going to close this rotor settings by pressing the escape key.
An avatar of a sick man.
And press Control key to stop VoiceOver from reading it. And I'm going to press the down arrow key to show you how it jumps from one heading to another once we have selected headings in the rotor settings.
Heading level 3. Follow skill sing on social media. Links in descriptions.
And I used my down arrow key. I'm not using H keyboard shortcut. I'm going to press up arrow key now.
Heading level 2. Terms and conditions.
I'm going to press up arrow key again.
Heading level 1. VoiceOver. Screen reader demo. You are currently on.
So this is what I wanted to highlight. If you are setting your rotor to a heading, using the up or down arrow key, you can switch from one heading to the another. Let's try the same thing for links before we jump onto the region section. I'm going to press Control, Option and U.
Headings menu.
To get into the rotor settings, and now I'm going to press the left arrow
Links
key
menu.
to go into the links. Now, if you want to use up or down arrow key here, you can do that. And if you press enter, it should take you to that particular link. Let's press enter now.
Link, image, follow skill sing.
Even if you are in your rotor settings and you are navigating using the up or down arrow keys, you can still press enter key to jump to that section directly. So let's try the same thing by pressing the up or down arrow key for the links that we have selected.
Karam Singh, link. I have read terms and conditions opens in a new window. First link, I have read terms and conditions.
And the moment it recognizes that this is the first element on the page, which is link, it announces first link. Now let's again open up our router, Control, Option
Links
and
menu.
U. I'm going to press the right
Headings
arrow key
menu.
to go to the regions on this
Form
page.
controls menu. Tables menu. Landmarks menu.
These are the different landmarks that we have on this sample page. And now I'm going to press escape key because I have enabled landmarks.
Link.
I'm
have
gonna
read
press
terms
the
and
up arrow key.
star required field and 12 more items and one more item group.
You
are
might have
currently
missed
on
it
a
because you might have missed it because I was speaking while the voiceover was reading too. I'm gonna press up arrow key one more time.
Banner. Heading level 1. VoiceOver. Screen reader demo. You are currently on a banner.
Now I'm gonna press the down arrow key, go to the main content of this page.
Main. Star required field and 12 more items and one more item group. You are.
So it announces what the region is at the beginning of its announcement, followed by the different information that it wants to convey to a screen reader user. Let's continue pressing down arrow key.
Complimentary. An avatar of a sick man wearing a brown turban.
And this is where I used a side to help you give a better understanding on how to jump from one region to another. I'm going to press down arrow key again.
Footer. Heading level 3. Follow Skillsing on social media. Links in descriptions.
This is how you navigate from one region to another by selecting
Landmarks menu.
landmarks in your rotor settings and then using the up or down arrow keys to jump from one landmark to another. Now let's explore the form controls on this page. I'm going to press the right arrow
Window
key
spots
to
links menu.
to go to the form controls within this rotor settings.
Headings menu. Form controls menu.
I'm gonna press escape key now to close this rotor settings. Now I'm gonna use my up or down arrow keys to go from one input type to another, skipping everything in the way. Let's have a listen together how VoiceOver interacts with it.
Cancel button. H&M unchecked. Check Tommy unchecked. Check Gap unchecked. USA menu item.
I'm using up
You
arrow
are
keys.
currently on a menu USA. Select your country. Female. Radio button. 2. Male. Radio button. 1 of 2. Date of birth expected format. mm/dd/yy. Edit text. You are currently on a text field.
Now this is where the challenge is. We selected form controls from the rotor settings. We were able to navigate using the up arrow key from all these controls so far. However, the moment we reach the text box where you can actually type your values, it's not allowing us to use the up arrow keys anymore. This is where we are in the form mode now, wherein you can type in your different values or the input that you want to give. Now I'm going to switch back to our normal routine of using the shift tab to move to a different element on this page. Let's see if we are stuck or not.
Full name is a required.
So we do not have a keyboard trap here. That's the functionality of a VoiceOver to stop you from navigating using the up arrow key when you are into the input type text. Now because we are on the full name, which is our first input field, I'm going to use the conventional method of using tabbing to tab from one control to the another. And let's have a listen together what is getting announced. Please note, I coded this page with accessibility in mind, ensuring that every element is linked with its input field. This is why a screen reader like VoiceOver is reading it in the correct order or meeting the right expectations. Let's have a listen together when I'm using the tab key to jump from one control to another.
Date of birth expected format. mm/dd/yy. Edit text.
It announced date of birth because I used ARIA label to describe what DOB is. This is essential for people with cognitive disabilities. It announces the expected format, which is my helper text in this scenario. And then lastly, it announced what is the type of this input field. So it says edit. I'm going to shift tab to show you what my full name, that star, symbolizes and what VoiceOver reads it.
Full name is a required field. Menu pop-up. Edit text.
It says full name is a required field because I'm using an ARIA label for that little star.
Leaving VoiceOver demo. Form.ht. Closing menu. Full tab group. You are.
I think it's better if I show you the code on the right side so that you better understand how I've coded this page. Let me adjust it. Give me a
Full
second.
screen button. Chrome. VoiceOver to exit full Chrome has new Chrome zoom button. Space with full screen button. Full screen button.
Let me show you the code that I was talking about for the star required field. This is line number 31, wherein I'm having ARIA label is a required field. You can simply say required field. There's no need to say is the required, but I felt this is good for the demo purposes. Now let's go back to our form.
Full Chrome.
I'm going to press tab
Date
key
of birth
because we already went through full name and date of birth. Let's go on to the radio buttons. What is getting announced?
Male. Radio button. 1 of 2. Select your sex. Radio group. You are currently on a radio.
Key things to note here are it announced it's a radio group. What the group is, it announced select your sex, and it announced which radio button we are currently on. And I can use my down arrow key to jump from male to female.
Female. Radio button. 2 of 2.
So this is how you can toggle between the different values in a radio group. Let's make a selection and see what it announces.
Selected. female, radio button.
And I used my spacebar key to make the selection. I'm going to use up arrow key to go back to the male radio option and come back to female to understand what is getting announced.
Male, radio button, 1 of 2. You are currently on a radio button. Female, selected, radio button, 2 of 2. You are.
So it announced selected. And one thing that I forgot to mention, it announces what is the radio button value. Like 2 of 2, 1 of 2, those details needs to be announced to a screen reader user. I'm going to press tab to jump to the next drop down on this page.
USA, select your country, menu pop-up collapsed, button, main.
Here's another difference between NVDA and VoiceOver. It announced USA, the drop down option first, followed by select your country. However, in case of NVDA or JAWS, it announces your label first, then the drop down value. Let me pull up this thing that I'm reading that the screen reader is announcing and the announcement that it is being done. Now let's continue.
Your favorite
I'm
brand.
gonna press
Select your
tab
country.
here and go to our checkbox group. Let's have a listen what is getting announced.
Gap, unchecked, checkbox, your favorite brand, group.
So as you can see and here it says gap, unchecked, checkbox, your favorite brand group. Now that's another difference. It is announcing the values first, followed by the actual label linked with this checkbox group. That's the difference between NVDA, JAWS, or a VoiceOver. Let's continue and have a listen to the other checkboxes that we have.
Tommy, unchecked, H&M, unchecked, checkbox.
By the way, which one of these is your favorite brand? Please comment in the comment section.
Link, I have read terms and conditions opens in a new window, main.
Now, key thing to note here is we are having a conditional text which says opens in a new window. And this is critical if your link is taking users to a new tab or a new window. They must be made aware where they are going, ensuring that they know that they are about to leave the current window and open up a new tab or a window. Industry standard is to use opens in a new window and not saying opens in a new tab. Let's continue and let's see what buttons are getting read out.
Cancel, button. You are currently on a button. Save your preferences, button.
So it announces the text followed by the type of the element that we have. Next on save, I have a functionality to trigger the form validation. It will announce the error message that is displayed on the page and our focus should move to the full name input field. Let's have a listen together. I'm going to press enter key on this save button.
Full name is a required field. Enter your full name. Invalid data menu pop-up. Edit text.
Now as you can see, it announced the error message as soon as it appeared on this page. It says which field is having the issue. It announces its label. It announces the linked helper text, the error message. It announces it as an invalid. And our focus is on that input field. You can make this error message more accessible by having an icon in front of enter your full name. This will give a user clarity that this is an error state and not the helper text provided. We also have a model that I want to demo to you. Let's go to the cancel button to look at the demo.
Data feed US gap Tommy H&M link cancel button. Are you sure? Dialog close modal button group. You are current.
The model, as soon as it appeared, it announces the model heading. And because we have to ensure that focus is within the model as soon as it appears, I'm putting my focus on the close button. And that's again the industry standard. The other key thing to note is that the focus should remain within this model. So I'm going to press tab key to test for it, whether the focus is staying within the model or not. Let's have a look together.
Cancel button. You are close modal button group. Cancel button. You are currently on a button.
So my focus is trapped within the model and that's the expected behavior. A user should be able to come out by pressing the close button or pressing on this cancel button or pressing the escape key. And now I'm going to press my escape key. Any guesses where the focus should move back to? Put it in the comments. I'm going to press escape key now.
Cancel button main.
The focus is on the cancel button now. Next, we have a table on this page, and I'm going to press T for tiger or T for table to identify this table and navigate through this table using the shortcut keys.
Delivery slots table 6 columns 3 rows.
It announces it as a delivery slots. That's the caption that I have given to this table. It announces there are 6 columns and 3 rows in this table. As a screen reader user, that's good enough information for me that this table is related to what and how many rows and columns are there. Now I'm going to use a combination of Control, Option and down arrow key to go to the first row element.
Blank column 1 of 6. You are current.
And that's
Dictation.
the blank value.
Chrome. VoiceOver demo vert delivery slots. Row 2 of 3. Row 1 of 3 blank.
And that's the blank value that we are looking at. Now I'm going to press Control, Option, down arrow key again.
Row 2 of 3 0 9 0 0 11 0 0 0 9 0 0 11 0 0.
It's announcing the data cell value. I'm going to use Control, Option and right arrow key. Now it should announce the column header, which is Monday in this case.
Monday. Closed. Column 2 of 6. You are currently on a selectable tab.
As you noticed, it announced the column header, the cell value, and what is the column number in this case. Let's have a listen together again.
Tuesday. Open. Column 3 of 6.
It says Tuesday, open, column 3 of 6. I'm going to press down arrow key at this point using Control, Option, down.
Row 3 of 3 11.
Now it says row 3 of 3, 11 a.m. to 13, open. Because we switched rows, it made it necessary to announce. Now because we are in row number 3, if I use the right arrow key to go to the Wednesday, it will not announce the row number. However, it will announce the column value.
Wednesday. Closed. Column 4 of 6.
So this is how you can navigate a table. First, by identifying it using the T as in tiger or T as in table, and then using combination of Control, Option, up or down arrow keys. I'm looking at the keyboard again because I'm also new to VoiceOver and I'm going through a learning curve. Now let's refresh this page again and have a listen one more time. I'm going to press Command R.
You are currently on a banner. Inside of web content, banner, heading level 1.
Now we are back to the top of the page and it started reading in the read all mode or the browse mode that we commonly call it. I have used NVDA and screen reader extensively over the last decade and I know every bit about it. For me, switching to VoiceOver was not easy. It has a learning curve. And I'm still learning. But once you make that switch, it should become your second nature. The most common question I get is, if I test a web page with JAWS on Chrome, does that mean it will work for VoiceOver on Safari? The short answer is not necessarily. Here are the key differences that matter the most. Different screen reader engines. JAWS and VoiceOver interpret web content differently. VoiceOver, for instance, uses WebKit accessibility APIs, while JAWS relies on Microsoft UI automation depending upon the browser and operating system. Different browser behavior. Chrome with Windows and Safari on macOS render HTML and ARIA roles differently. Safari may behave differently with elements like custom buttons, models, or ARIA labeled by attributes. Third, VoiceOver navigation is unique. VoiceOver uses a concept called Rotor, a feature that JAWS does not have. However, JAWS does have very good shortcut keys. User navigates with Control plus Option keys with VoiceOver, which leads to a very different experience compared to JAWS keystrokes. And lastly, the operating system level accessibility APIs. VoiceOver depends on Mac OS, which affects how it interprets structure, landmark, and focus behavior. So, what should you do? My advice is to test your web page on both Windows and Mac machines to ensure you are covering the widest audience. In US, around 20% of users are on Macs, while Windows dominates with 65% market share. Because I love to make things easier for you, I have created an essential screen reader hotkeys for both JAWS and VoiceOver. Drop a comment with the word hotkeys below, and I will send you a free version of this comparable table to make your testing even easier. So, my friend, accessibility is not just a good to have feature, but essential human right. And everyone deserves an equitable opportunity to access your application. If this video moved you, I will invite you, no matter your role, to spend just 10 minutes this week using VoiceOver or any screen reader. It will transform the way you build digital experiences. This is Param Singh signing off. Until next time, build for everyone.